Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to our coffee times together. And today I'm bringing you a little bit more of horror. I'm here to talk to you about some of the last horror movies that I have watched.
It's coffee time!
So in this list I have 6 movies. 3 of them I actually watched way back in December, and the other 2 I just watched recently. And then the number 6, it's more kind of like a thriller than a horror, but I wanted to add it here because it does have to do with true crime, and I thought it was actually pretty good. So let's go and check all of those 6 movies. Let's start with the 2 Christmas themed horror movies that I watched back in December. The first one is Better Watch Out from 2016. I saw this one was available on Netflix and I was like, let's give it a try. It has a very basic premise, but then the movie turned out to be a little bit different than what I expected, which it was good, but also the movie had some things that really bothered me. So the story is basic. Like I said, we're following the story of a kid, a young boy. His parents are gonna go away for the night, so they get a babysitter for him, and while they are in the house, they realize that somebody is kind of threatening them. So you have the feeling it's going to turn into a home invasion story, and I do kind of like those kind of stories. But things start to happen that are super predictable and super stupid, that they're really dumb and you see them coming. And you know, it's one of those movies that it's gonna test you because it's gonna get on your nerves, and a lot of people did not like the main character. But after you think this is gonna turn into a regular home invasion story, things start to change and twist, and things that you didn't expect. I did like the death parts, but unfortunately I'm not sure if it's because in Germany they put in Netflix the cut version, but I don't think they do that. I think everything should be uncut on Netflix. But you cannot really see and enjoy the deaths. It's like just quickly, okay, bye. And that kind of bothered me a little bit. But like I said, I'm not sure if it's because I watched a cut version or not. I think this movie had a lot of potential, and there's a couple of comedy parts that do work. But all in all, it's just a regular one-time watch. Then I watched Black Christmas from 2006, and this was a remake from the original from 1974, and it's a classic slasher. With this movie, I had a similar thing that I had with Better Watch Out, and it's that the characters were just annoying in a way, and you were not really connecting with them. So basically the story is that there is these girls that are in this sorority, and then there is a killer that starts kind of threatening them and killing them. I did enjoy that they were telling us the story in the present, and also kind of letting us know what happened in the past that led to the events of today. And the deaths were fantastic. That was one of my favorite parts, the deaths. There were a couple of deaths that I did not expect, or I thought they were gonna go another way, and I really enjoyed those parts. All in all, very enjoyable, but another movie that was very stereotypical and predictable. Then I watched Hellfest from 2018. Now, I was really excited about this movie because it seemed to me it was going to be like a, you know, amusement park, but with horror, and people are gonna get killed everywhere, and I was like so excited for it. And then I watched the movie and I hated it so much. Like, I'm glad now that I did not buy it, because I nearly bought this movie a couple of times, but it was available on Netflix, so I gave it a go. Basically, we're following the story of annoying teenagers that decide to go to these Hellfest for Halloween, and while they're there, they realize that some of the deaths might not be fake, that somebody might actually be killing people. But this one was a movie that tried too hard, but basically had nothing original really, and it was just stupid. I read some reviews, somebody was calling this dump fest, and I kind of agree. Definitely a movie that I'm not gonna rewatch, and yeah, this one I would not recommend. Then I finally got to watch Cam from 2018. I had heard really good things about this movie and I wanted to give it a try, and I do agree that this movie is great in the sense that it's bringing something fresh and kind of new to the horror genre, and it is approaching kind of these technological fear in another way. and we're following the story of a cam girl that she, you know, makes her money being a cam girl, and all she wants is to get to the top 10 and be one of the best ones, you know, and get a lot of money, obviously. And one day she cannot log into her account anymore, and she realizes that somebody else has stolen her identity. Now, this was a fantastic thriller in which you are all the time kind of like in tension. The main actress did such an amazing job because she's basically the whole movie. And I just thought it was a great exploration of, you know, how much do we put from ourselves in social media, the fear of getting our identity stolen. I really loved this movie. The ending was slightly unsatisfying, but at least it was a little bit different and it was bold. Then I made the mistake of watching Satanic. This was on my Netflix to watch list since forever, and I was like, you know what, let's just give it a try. I was scared going into it because from the cover I thought it was going to be a movie based on the Ouija board, and I've had enough of those movies for now. Those are not great, but then I decided to give it a try. And this is one of the worst movies I've watched so far in 2020, because it was just, it had no real purpose. It was very predictable. We're following the story of some really dumb, stupid teens that decide that it's a good idea to go to LA to tour some locations of true crime where people have killed themselves, and go to this kind of like creepy store where they're like, oh my god, this guy looks like a satanist. Oh my god, yeah, let's follow him. That's like a super good idea. And you're like, excuse me. I didn't like at all how they approached true crime in this movie. It's something that bothered me because I thought they were making more kind of fun of it, and I don't know, I didn't like it. And the ending was predictable. You already saw it coming. Like, they are pretending they're giving you this big twist in the end, which, bitch, I saw that coming like from long ago. And yeah, this was definitely a bad movie. And the last movie that I would like to address here, it is a movie that also had been on my list for a long time. If you cannot tell, I'm trying to catch up a little bit with my backlog of movies that I wanted to check, and that is True Story. This is a movie based on a true crime story in which a father was accused and convicted of killing his wife and his 3 little children. So in this story, we have Jonah and James Franco, and they approach these characters so respectfully. I absolutely love their performances, and this was kind of like a duel between the both of them, and you're questioning the whole movie, what is the meaning of true, you know, what is actually the truth. And we're following the story of Christian Longo. He's the guy that was accused of killing his family, and he fled the country and took the identity of a journalist from the New York Times that he always admired. And said journalist finds out that this serial killer has taken his name and decides to go and interview him once the police has catched him, and decides to start a conversation with him to try to understand if he is guilty, if not, and why he did it. The whole exploration here of, you know, these 2 characters was fantastic. I absolutely loved it, and it was such an interesting movie that kept me all the time like trying to guess what's true, what's happening, what happened that day. And I just thought, you know, it didn't try to use the true crime too much, because always in a way, you know, it's kind of a morbid story, but I thought that they did it in a respectful way. So these were the last horror/thriller movies that I have been watching lately. Let me know down below which is the last horror movie that you watched and really enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video, you guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new here, and hit the notification bell to follow me on the social media. As always, all the links are in the description box down below, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!